like to read? So I like to read San Francisco Chronicle. What newspapers do you like to read?
I frequently read BBC website, but not a specific newspaper,
Okay.
except Brazilian newspapers.
Okay, okay.
Brazilian newspapers.
I
Yeah.
sometimes try to read news about Ukraine, where now civilization war in the city when I was born, Donetsk. So I try read BBC News or Voice of America.
Okay, great. Thanks. So I'm going to go ahead and type those in. All right, great. Another place that I like to go to for news is NPR.org. It's National Public Radio. And so here's a good place to find reading activities, but also listening, a lot of listening activities in the news on npr.org. So I'm going to go ahead and open up our first file for today, an article on some of the different changes that happen when we write newspaper headlines. We remove words, we change the way we write, we change the way we speak. And there are some special ways that that happens. And if you understand a few of the rules, then more headlines will make sense. The biggest thing is that newspaper headlines are often incomplete sentences, okay? Because it saves space in the newspaper. So the headline often has unimportant words removed. For example, difficult times ahead. Okay. So if we were to put this into ordinary English, what would it look like? If we made difficult times ahead a complete sentence, how would it look?
Difficult times ahead in the world economy
Great.
or
Yeah.
national economy.
Yeah, that's great. Good. Any other ideas? Because, of course, there are many possibilities here.
Maybe difficult times for the next days.
Okay, yeah. It's not quite a complete sentence, but difficult times are ahead for the next few days. That would be a complete sentence. If we need a verb, so like are, so the verb to be. Notice difficult times ahead. It doesn't have a verb. So good, thanks. We just need a verb. All right, so we're going to take a look at a guide to the most common exceptions found in newspaper headlines. The first one is noun phrases. So that just means we have a long string of nouns, one after the other, with no verbs, no articles, no unnecessary words that really, really just shortens it down. So often contain a noun phrase with no verb. A noun phrase describes a noun. For example, around strange, exotic people. So we have some adjectives describing a noun phrase, and that's it. So here's some examples. Under pressure from boss. Unexpected visit. And and overwhelming response of voters. So let's think about these for a moment, and then you can choose one, any one of these three, and try to make it a complete sentence by putting a verb into it, maybe some articles.
Prime Minister is under pressure from boss.
Okay, Prime Minister is under pressure from boss. Yeah. It's not quite a complete sentence. What if we add the article the? The Prime Minister is under pressure from his boss.
His boss.
Yeah. Yeah, good. So now we have a complete sentence. The Prime Minister is under pressure from his boss. If we put that in a newspaper, it would take up a lot of space. Good. Who else would like to have a try with one of these?
What have to read?
Choose any phrase and try to make it a complete sentence. Take the headline and make it a complete sentence. So, for example, under pressure from boss would become, the Prime Minister is under pressure from his boss. So we need an article, the. We need a subject, like the Prime Minister. We need a verb to be, is. And we need to know whose boss. It's his boss. So let's try unexpected visit. Let's ask ourselves a question, right? Let's take a look. It's useful to ask ourselves some questions such as, from what? About what? From whom? To whom? So, unexpected visit. An unexpected visit from whom? Who is visiting? And who is receiving the visit?
Okay.
So, think of it could be anyone and use your imagination.
The Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu, make an unexpected visit to Russia.
Yes, great. That's great. Yeah. Yeah, the Prime Minister.
It's impossible, but for example.
Yeah, no, it's a great example, even if it is politically impossible. Or, yeah, that's wonderful. Good. Okay, anyone else want to have a try? What about this third one? Overwhelming response of voters.
Soldiers in the battlefield receive unexpected visit from President Obama.
Yeah, good. Good. Soldiers in the field receive N. We need the article N. That's the only thing missing. That's great. Soldiers in the field receive an unexpected visit from President Obama. Wonderful. That would probably make their day, yeah? That would be a good day for them. All right, great. So, these are good questions to ask as we look forward. From what? About what? From whom? To whom? By asking these questions, you can start to prepare yourself for the article. What's it going to be about? So, let's take a look again at unexpected visit. Yeah, we did a great job with this one. So, from whom? Why was the visit expected? Yeah, who was visited? These are all questions that help focus the mind on the vocabulary related to relationships, traveling, surprises, important reasons for visits. So these questions, when you think about them, will help you to predict what's going to happen in the story and think about what kinds of words you're going to need to use. Okay, do you have any questions about this first type, noun phrases?
What is overwhelming?
Oh, good question. Overwhelming is a word that we use, an adjective we use to describe emotions, usually, or emotional events. So overwhelming means it's so powerful we don't really know how to deal with it. So the overwhelming response means so many people responded that their hearts were moved, or so many people responded that you couldn't stop them. You were overwhelmed by them. So an army could be overwhelmed by another army. Overpowered is similar. So overwhelming, it means it takes power over you and you can't stop it.
Okay.
Yeah. Good. Any other questions from this part? All right, great. So let's take a look at noun strings. This is a string of 3, 4, or even more nouns together and nothing else. Country leader question time. Okay. Country leader question time. These are all nouns. There's no froms, there's no tos, there's no articles, there's nothing like an adjective. We got just nouns here. So these words don't appear related by verbs or adjectives because there are none. So here's some more examples. And we'll do the same thing with these. Widow Pension Pay Committee. Landscaping Company Disturbance Regulations. Mustang Referral Customer Complaint. Okay, so they give you a little hint here. They say it's helpful to connect the ideas by reading backward. Okay, so that's just a clue. So what do you think these mean? These ones are a little more vague, I guess we could say. Who wants to give one of these a try?
After a trial, widow receives pension from pay committee.
Yeah, good. After the trial, the widow receives a pension from the pay committee. Yeah, good. So we need a few more articles in there, but yeah, that was a great start. Yeah. Anyone else want to have a go? So, I need the widow receives a pension from the pay committee. Yeah. So let's take a look at Mustang Referral Customer Complaint. They give us this one as an example. By reading it backwards, I can guess that there is a complaint made by a customer about a referral program for Mustang cars. So this takes a lot of imagination, okay? So these ones are more challenging, but this is how reading it backwards could work. There is a complaint made by a customer about a referral program for Mustang cars. So how about this one? There are new regulations for disturbances by a landscaping company, something like that. There are new regulations on the books preventing any disturbance by the landscaping company. Okay, so do you guys have any questions about the noun phrases, the noun strings? Okay, so let's take a look then at some verb changes. A lot of times the verbs are still there, but they get changed. So they'll change the tense sometimes. Simple tenses get used instead of continuous or perfect forms. Okay? Forgotten brother appears. Notice it's shorter than saying, a forgotten brother has appeared after a long period of time. Okay? So this takes up that takes up even more. This takes up a lot of space. This takes up just a little bit more than forgotten brother appears. But often we'll just use the simple present tense instead of the perfect or the continuous forms. Professors protest pay cuts instead of professors are protesting pay cuts. And the infinitive form refers to the future. For example, Mayor 2 opened shopping mall instead of Mayor is going to open a new shopping mall. James Wood to visit Portland instead of famous actor James Wood is going to visit Portland soon. So something that's going to happen in the future will be shown with the infinitive form instead of the future tense. Okay? And auxiliary verbs are dropped in the passive form. For example, man killed in accident. A man has been killed in an accident. Okay? So the auxiliary verbs just get dropped. Tommy the dog named Hero. Tommy the dog has been named a hero. They keep this article the because it's part of his name, Tommy the dog, but we drop this article a hero by the mayor. So we drop articles. Okay.
Teacher,
Yes.
this sentence, Tom the dog named the hero, it's possible that it is possible to be adult if if Tom the dog is named a hero, or if his name is given to a hero. If he is named as a hero, or if his name is given to a hero.
I don't quite understand. So
maybe it is the intention to create a doubt to make the reader in order to motivate the reader to read the text.
Okay. Yeah. It could be that they're trying to motivate the reader. But I don't quite understand your question. Like,
I thought Tommy the dog named the hero. One hypothesis is he is named as a hero. Another would be Tom the dog. The name of Tom the dog is given as a name to a hero.
Okay, given as a name to a hero. So who is the hero in that case? Is somebody else the hero?
Yeah. In the second hypothesis, it could be, but
So
No,
you're saying
it's
like
not. It's
a
all.
person
It's
with the
all.
name Tommy the dog?
No,
No?
I think it's nonsense. No, don't
Okay.
don't. Okay,
I'm sorry, I just don't quite understand.
okay, teacher. No problem.
Okay.
Okay.
No, but thank you for asking. If it comes to me, I will let you know because I don't think I quite get it. Okay. Um, does anyone have any other questions about these last few? Dropping the articles, changing the tenses, before we go into looking at some real headlines and practicing these. So, okay. I'm going to take this link. I'm going to put it in the chat box in case you want to open it to refer to it. And I'm going to open the San Francisco Chronicle. And we'll take a look. Just a moment. Sorry, if the tab isn't actually up, it doesn't let me do it. There we go. Okay, so has anybody looked at the San Francisco Chronicle before? I didn't think so.
Yeah, I haven't heard about it, but I have never read it.
You've never read it,
Read
okay.
it. Yeah.
Okay, great. So now's a chance. I chose this because San Francisco is, well, I love San Francisco, and it's the most famous city that's closest to where I live because many people don't know Sacramento unless they like basketball, and they know my team is not very good. San Francisco is much more famous, so, and the San Francisco Chronicle is a very famous newspaper. So let's go ahead and take a look. Let's take this first one over here. Is it are the words big enough, or do I need to zoom in anymore? Can everybody read okay?
Yes.
Okay, great. So, San Jose. Death on train tracks in San Jose. How can we make this into a complete sentence? What's missing from this one? Can anybody find a verb here? I'm not finding a verb. Are you finding verbs, anyone?
Unveils.
Ripple.
Unveils, a verb.
Unveils.
I'm looking. Sorry, I'm over here. I didn't. Maybe it's not clear.
On the picture.
Unveils. Yeah, great. So here we have a verb. Unveils. Oh, I can't highlight that one. Okay. So famed Chicago architect Gene Gang unveils rippled SF tower. So what's missing from this one? We do have a verb here, so the verb's not missing. What are we missing here?
The article.
The articles, yeah, and where do we need to put them?
The first word, the article, the.
Yeah, the famed Chicago architect. And then where, is there another one? I think there should be maybe one more. Anyone have any ideas?
Rippled SF.
Rippled.
Yeah. Unveils a rippled SF tower. Great. Good job. So, 2 articles, the and a. Okay.
Famed.
Yes, what about famed?
Some
Famed, it's like famous, yeah.
In this case, I think it is an adjective.
It is. Yeah, it looks like a verb, but it is an adjective that it means the same thing as famous, yeah. We could replace it with famous, the famous Chicago architect. Good. That's great. Okay. So let's take a look. What about this one? SF is San Francisco. San Francisco worried about fines for using water to clean streets.
What's the question, teacher?
The question is the same. How can we fix this one to make it a complete sentence? Because
The San Francisco's new tower proposal was an unveiled Thursday evening. A rippled 400-foot shaft that is Chicago architect Jenny Gang's
reinterpretation.
has been made in reinterpretation of the city's fabled bay
Windows, yeah. So bay windows are windows that sort of stick out the front of a house a little bit. See how they stand out? How the building isn't flat. These windows stand out. So in the old Victorian architecture, the bay windows would stand out. This is a modern interpretation, so it's a reinterpretation. Yeah. So let's look at some other headlines and see what we can do. Over here, with this story, let me see what happens if I click on it. So this will give us a big version of our headline. San Francisco concerned about fines for using water to clean streets. So I'll give you a hint on this one. We're missing a verb. Okay, we're missing a verb here.
Is?
Yeah, where does it go?
San Francisco is concerned.
Yeah, San Francisco is concerned. Concerned. Good. Yeah, San Francisco is concerned about fines for using water to clean streets. What else could we do? There's something missing here.
The streets?
Yeah, the streets. Yeah. To clean the streets or to clean their streets would also work. Their, the possessive. T-H-E-I-R. Yeah, good. Great. Let's see. How about this one? Strong quake hits Japan, triggering small tsunami. How can we make this a complete sentence?
A strong?
A strong quake hits Japan. What else can we do? I think we need another article.
A strong quake that hit Japan is triggering a small tsunami.
Yeah, good. A strong quake that hits Japan is triggering a small tsunami. Very good. That's great. I like it. Does anyone have any other options? Any other ways they'd like to fix this one? Okay. So let's take a look then. And okay. So do any of these how about, I would like, I've been choosing all of the headlines. Would you like to take a look? We have some headlines across the page here. Would anybody like to choose one of these headlines?
Teacher, I suggest that you point each of us to choose the headline.
Okay. So let's see. How about Paolo? Would you like to go first to choose a headline?
Okay. Chinese man accused of hacking into US computers.
Okay, good. Chinese man accused of hacking into US computers. So, what can we do with this one? Oops.
A Chinese man is accused of hacking into US computers.
Great, yeah, that's really good. That's perfect. Good. Okay, thank you, Paolo. Okay, and Giancarlo, how about you go next?
Maybe woman returns favors after new pancreas saves son.
Okay. So, woman returns favor after new pancreas saves son. How can we make this a complete sentence?
A woman has returned a favor in order to save his son or to keep his son alive.
Yeah, good. A woman has returned a favor. That's great. And to keep her son alive. Yeah. So we could also do it, let's see. A woman has returned a favor after a new pancreas has saved her son. Yeah. Good. Thank you. Okay, let's see. Who's next? Gregory.
Yes.
How would you like to choose one?
This one, woman returns for after new pancreas saves son.
Okay, and how will you fix this one?
The favor.
What about before woman? Should we put an article here?
A woman.
Yeah.
The woman.
Woman. A woman, yeah. A woman returns the favor.
The favor after new pancreas. I put comma.
Where?
After pancreas. However, I don't know what does it mean, pancreas.
Okay. Pancreas is an organ. I forget what the pancreas does. Does anybody know? It's an internal organ in your body, and I don't remember what it is.
It produces enzymes digestive enzymes
Great.
to, used in the digestion of the foods that we ingest, that we eat.
Great. Thank you so much. So, does that help?
Okay, I've put after pancreas this saves sound.
Yeah. Yeah. Good. Okay, thanks. That was great. Next up, we have David.
Can I ask you a question, teacher?
Oh, yes. Just a moment, David. Yes, Gregory.
Sorry, David. Why it's not right? It's used to write in the newspaper this style, not write according to grammar.
Because this style is usually shorter, so it takes up less space.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It's a great question. Okay, thanks. David, go ahead.
Okay. Reverend Anthony Turney, champion of arts and gay rights, dies.
Okay. So what are you going to do to this one to make it a complete sentence?
The Reverend Anthony Turney, champion of arts and gay rights, dies.
Dies like right now, dies. In the present tense?
Yeah.
When?
Died.
Died. Yeah.
Died.
We could say died or has died. Has died, right? Because he's not dying, like, right now, right? So, and when it was written, he was already dead. So if we're going to change it back to ordinary English, we have to try to fix the time frame. So he's not dying right now. He doesn't die right now. So, yeah,
Okay.
he has died, but that's great. Yeah, the Reverend, that's good. Reverend Anthony Turney. You didn't put an article before champion, which is okay. But it's also okay if you want to. So this one has a few options. You can say Turney, champion of. Turney, the champion of, if he's the most famous. Right? Turney, a champion of. All three are going to be okay in this case.
Okay.
And they all basically mean almost the same thing, but if we use the, then it becomes superlative. He's the champion, like the number one. Okay. Thank you. All right. So, Kako, you're next. Let's see. How about, shall we choose some new ones, or do you want me to go back? I can go back to where we were. You've been looking at these ones. Okay. Kako, go ahead.
Dems debate whether Peres's recount is wise.
Okay.
I don't know what is Dems. I suppose it is a political party.
Yep.
Possibly. Maybe Gregory that lives in Israel knows better what it is. But I suppose Dems is a political party.
Yeah. It's the
It's our
Democratic
president.
Party.
Peres is our president.
No, Perez okay. I know that he is the president. I don't know what is Dems. I suppose it is a political party. Dems.
I think it's Democrats. Like Democrats and Republicans?
In Israel.
No.
No. We don't have Dems party.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think this is John Perez, the state controller here in California.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Something
think this is
other.
happening in Israel.
Sure, something other.
Okay, the word democratic is in the text.
Yep.
Dems debates, Democrats debate whether President Perez recounted of votes of President Perez is wise or not
Okay, good.
in Israel.
Okay. The only thing I would add is I would add an article "the" in front of Dems, the Dems, because it's short for the Democrats. So good.
Okay.
Great.
Thank you, teacher.
You're welcome. Thank you. Okay, and Asma, would you like to have a try? And pick one and describe how to fix it. I can't hear you.
Yeah, the text picture appears.
Is anyone else having trouble hearing Asma?
Yeah, teacher, you heard me?
I can hear you now. Yes. Okay. It was very quiet before.
Okay. The screen, yeah, the text not appeared for me.
You can't see the text anymore?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Okay. Sometimes when I switch between windows, it stops the share. Thank you. Okay, there we go. Now can you see?
Yeah.
Okay,
Now
good.
it's okay.
Thanks.
Okay, which one?
You can choose any one you like.
Okay. Grandma says Texas massacre survivor saved lives.
Yeah, Grandma says Texas massacre survivors saved lives. Okay, I can't seem to get it to highlight, but over here. So what will you change to make this one into a complete sentence?
Grandma said that Texas massacre survivor is saving lives.
Saving lives, yeah. Is saving lives, or has saved lives. Yeah, good. The Texas Massacre, that's great. We need an article there before the event. Good, thank you. Okay.
They're using the past save in headlines.
Let's take a look. So, because she's not saving lives right now, she saved lives before. Why did they use the past tense this time? That changed the headline. I have to go back. Grandma says Texas Massacre survivors saved lives. It's an interesting question, right? Why did they use the past tense here and the present tense here? Right? And that's a very interesting question, and I think it's a matter of the writer's preference. I think this writer could have used saves, and the meaning of the headline itself would not have changed. But I think the reason is going to be because she probably saved these lives a little while ago, whereas Reverend Anthony Turney probably died really recently. So maybe there's a difference in the amount of time that has passed. So if we had more idea of the timing, that might help explain it too. Good, thank you. Okay, great. Okay, so everybody's had one go. Let's take a moment and check in. We've had some great questions so far. Does anyone else have any questions they'd like to ask? Okay. I just want to say something that has been on my mind since I was preparing for our class before we started today when I opened up this website. Does anybody think that this woman over here looks crazy? I'm sorry, but she's been making me feel a little uncomfortable with her eyes this whole time. I think she looks like a killer. Anybody else?
Yeah.
She is beauty, but she's
Right.
scaring me.
Right, she's been making me feel nervous for like an hour now. That stare, those eyes, ooh. Yeah. So, yeah, does anybody want to give this headline a try? She's accused of killing a Google executive by overdosing him with heroin. Yikes.
Can I do that one?
Yes, please.
Okay. The yacht captain has lied about the video of Google exec's death.
Yeah, good. One thing I would add an article of the Google or of a Google exec's death.
Cops affirm.
Good, yeah. Cops affirm. In that case, cops affirm that the cops cops, yeah. The cops affirm that the yacht captain has lied about the video of a Google exec's death. Yes. Teamwork. Good job, everybody. Okay. Let's see. Do we have time for one more, or do you guys have to go? I'd like to think about one more. Let's try. I like this one because it has another quote, and that was interesting. It's not letting me do it. Anyway, over here. Police attack on woman outside ballpark unconnected to game. Who would like to have a try on this one? Outside AT&T Park where the San Francisco Giants play.
The police affirms that the attack on a woman outside the ballpark is unconnected to the game.
Oh.
Or to games.
No, to the game. Your first instinct was correct. To the game.
To the game.
Yeah. That was excellent. Thank you. Good job. Perfect. Yeah, so the only thing I would change is the subject-verb agreement. The police affirm. The police affirm.
Okay.
It's a they. They affirm.
Collective police.
Yep. Yeah, great.
What ballpark means?
Ballpark is the place where you play a ball game. So specifically baseball. A ballpark is where you play baseball.
It's a stadium.
Yeah, it's a baseball stadium. Yeah.
But it's smaller.
Nope, it's a stadium.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the AT&T Park, but and they call it a ballpark, but it's a stadium. It's big. I was there earlier this year. It was fun. I watched the Giants play a game. I forget who they played. The Royals, maybe, or no, the Detroit Lions, perhaps. Anyway, so to wrap up today, does anyone have any questions about our newspaper headlines?
No, teacher. It's
Okay.
clear. It
Okay.
was a great subject for our class. Great
Oh.
class.
Thank you. That makes me really happy to hear. I really appreciate all of your participation and your hard work today. I know it's a difficult subject, so thank you very much.
Thank you, teacher.
Thank you, teacher.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.